Today's show is action-packed, so buckle up and let's dive into it. Screw your freedom.
Cut out jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It's Memorial Day, and once again, it's to honor those who have fallen, who have died, who have given their lives for our liberty, our freedoms, for America, for our rights. And we have a party in America. It's not the good kind of party, folks. It is a political party. And its role in all of this is to bring down our nation, right, to destroy America. So let's talk about them, because they are the problem. So I've got kind of a smattering, a potpourri, if you will, of a couple of short articles to illustrate who is in charge, what agendas we've been following, and what the consequences of their actions have been. So again, it's the Democrats. They are socialists and they are anti-American. Just listen to them. And they do not like our traditions, our culture, our law. They call it white supremacist because we have a European heritage that is canonized in our Constitution, in our way of life, in our justice system. Right now, what would they rather have? Well, they have a justice system, folks. Let's just start there, if we shall, that has special rules for them. And then very, very special rules for us. To give you an example of how there is a distinction, a difference. Nancy Pelosi's husband over the weekend was arrested for DUI, driving while under the influence. Very fascinating, right? He was actually arrested. Well, I think the arresting officer or officers, they're probably going to get a transfer. I'm sure they're going to get some trouble out of this, because I bet Nancy has been on the horn, been down there in person, wailing and gnashing her teeth at them. But get this, folks. The news article I saw said, well, it was misdemeanor drunk driving. It's like, oh, okay, well, you know, there it is. But then it comes out that he caused an accident. Good old Paul Pelosi, PP, if you will, caused an accident prior to his arrest. Well, if he caused an accident and fled the scene, I think that's a felony. Especially, or plus, he was under the influence. How much trouble do you think he's going to get into? Probably none, because, you know, Hillary Clinton was allowed to have her own private servers in her basement of her house that were not properly secured and weren't there with the permission of the Department of Defense or the intelligence agencies. And she was hacked, right? And she had information, and that was a felony. And well, it was talked about, but I'm pretty sure Hillary's out there stinking up the world wherever she's at. No cankles herself. But it just goes to show you, yeah, the American system of equality and justice, it doesn't apply. The same way it didn't apply to Antifa and BLM, two organizations that were responsible for billions of dollars in damage, who were funded by George Soros and other globalists who wanted there to be chaos in America. Why weren't those groups investigated? The activists themselves were released and encouraged to continue doing what they were doing. The people that supported them were never properly investigated and then exposed to the public and arrested for their participation and funding of terror activity in our country. Yes, there are rules for thee, folks, but not for them in charge. Now, another area that we have, folks, over this holiday weekend, it's not a holiday for the rest of the world, a climate activist went to the Louvre disguised as a paralyzed, crippled old lady. Turns out it was a young activist, someone else who doesn't like tradition and culture, smashed a cake into the Mona Lisa at the Louvre. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, right? They don't have these paintings protected. Yeah, I guess it was behind a protective barrier, and intelligently so, but smashed, right? And then started screaming about, we need to think of the earth, yada, yada, yada. That's what these people are about. They want to bring attention to themselves and their message through committing acts of violence and mayhem, which don't solve any problems, by the way, right? They don't solve any problems. They just cause more. Now back here at home, right? This same activist mentality, which wants to forgive its leaders their crimes, yet punish us. Right? They go after everybody. Now remember the term ACAB, 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 all cops are bastards. That was shouted by these leftists, these young lunatics who wanted to go around burning, looting, murdering. They're everywhere, folks. Now, in Nevada, a state trooper, Nevada Highway Patrol, NHP, he is now suing Starbucks. And he claims that one of their employees put meth, as in methamphetamines, in his iced coffee. This is not the first time this has happened. I recall hearing years ago that a transgender Starbucks employee was seeking out Republicans inside the place, scouting out, looking for Republicans in their Starbucks and putting tranny drugs in their coffees to screw with them. This is what they do, folks. They're anti-American. They won't come out and engage in a First Amendment debate over what's best for America. They just don't. We get that every 2 years, and more specifically every 4 years when we have a presidential election, when the presidential candidates representing the different ideals in the nation step forward and make an argument and say, well, this is what I believe, and this is what I support, and this is what we're going for. Right? Over the last election, Joe Biden did not stand up and say, well, this is what I want. This is what I'm about. His campaign was about nothing. The only campaigning on the left was anti-Trump. So when he became candidate, when he became president, he went from candidate Joe to President FJB. We found out what his agenda is, and it's anti-America. Right? Now, one of the things that was great about America prior to all of this trash was that Americans had the luxury, because of our standard of living, which was provided by our access to cheap energy. We could go anywhere. You could drive, you could take a cruise, you could fly in a plane. They've messed all that up, haven't they? They've taken it all away. Over this holiday weekend, so far, well over 5,000 flights have been canceled. That was as of Sunday evening. Here we are, Monday, Tuesday. It's Monday if you're on Patreon. It's Tuesday on YouTube. Now, do you trust airlines, cruise lines, or any travel industry any longer? They're all tied to the hoax industry, folks. They're all tied to the woke corporate activity. They're all tied to the control system. And it's not about controlling Nancy or her husband. It's not about controlling Hillary Billary or her husband. It's not about controlling them. It's about giving them all the room they need to do what they want, about controlling us. It's no longer about money. They already have all the money. Now it's about power and punishment. If you doubt that, look around and ask yourself, are we being punished? Certainly seems like it. Certainly seems like it. This is America, land of the free, home of the brave. We're supposed to have massive productivity, a great standard of living, freedoms, liberties. Well, seems like the only liberties we have are those that they want to allow us to have. And they want to try and transform. Remember Obama and his fundamentally transform America? Well, here's some evidence of it under that and Biden, right? This great Obama idea, let's change America fundamentally. And I want to run into, once again, the whole tranny Barbie that just came out. Now, Mattel's new transgender Barbie, it's made in a Muslim country, believe it or not, where gay marriage is a crime, right? But I thought, well, let's take this a little further. What about paraplegic Barbie? What about psoriasis Barbie? What about depressed Barbie? What about my 600-pound life Barbie? It comes with a hoist to get her out of bed. Where are these other Barbies? What we're seeing here is a political move through another woke corporation. Big corporations, folks, are kissing ass and kowtowing to this control structure, right? When will all lifestyles be treated equally by toy makers? Not just pretty girls and pretty trannies. What about the rest, right? And when do all people get a Barbie doll to represent their lifestyles and their body types? Nope, we're getting the ideal body type, the tranny male. Right? Now, it's pretty clear this is about pushing the LGBTs onto children from another angle. Right? I say boycott the toys and boycott the stores that sell them. Right? America can push back, and we are, and we need to keep doing that. And that's why I say, please tell others to watch these videos so they can think, get prepared with food, water, right? Shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, have a plan, etc. Because it's not over. It's far from over. Go try and fill your car at the gas pump. See how you like that. Or if you're a parent, go try and buy some baby formula. Folks, U.S. parents have been traveling to Tijuana. Tijuana is not in Southern California. It's in Mexico. But Americans are traveling to TJ to purchase baby formula because of Biden's baby formula crisis. It's worsening, folks. The out-of-stock rate has hit 70%, according to news agencies. 70%. So now we're having to get mercy flights from Germany, and people are having to go across the border to get Mexican baby formula. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I guess Mexico is going to find out what it's like to have Americans come and take their their infrastructure and use it and go to their country to get their stuff, bring it back over the border. Unbelievable, folks. It is unbelievable what the Democrats are doing as a matter of policy. If you think they're going to stop, if there's an end to this nonsense, you are incorrect. There is no end to this. The only suitable resting space is when they've gotten rid of all of us and they control everything 100%, and law and order can be, shall we say, enforced to push their standards and beliefs and to completely wipe out the world we used to know. The world we knew 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it is gone. And they want to keep pushing. They're not going to stop, folks. They're going to keep getting smattered with potpourri of SHTF. And it doesn't smell pretty. So get prepared mentally. Understand we've got some work in front of us. Prep to action. Get prepared and take action politically. If you don't, you can't blame anyone else for what's happened. And I guess you could, you need to take action. You need to be part of the solution and not allow the problem to take root any deeper. This is our country, folks. Let's take it back. It's Memorial Day, the fight for freedom and liberty. Hopefully not to the death for all of us. Right? That's what our American way and our system is supposed to be about. Us controlling things, not corporations, and certainly not anti-American political parties. Godspeed, Semper Fi.